Shanquella Robinson traveled with friends from Charlotte to Cabo, Mexico on October the 28th.
I spoke with her Friday evening. She was having dinner. And I never spoke with her again.
The next day, their world changed.
On Saturday evening, they called and said she wasn't feeling well, and they was gonna call a doctor. But when they called, the doctor hadn't arrived yet, but they said she had alcohol poisoning.
They say they were told their daughter died from alcohol poisoning, but they don't believe that. They say they've heard different stories, and none of them add up.
We received an autopsy report on Thursday, and it said that her neck had been broke, and she had a spinal cord was cracked. So that took it to a whole nother level.
In a statement, the U.S. Department of State said, quote, "We are aware of these reports. Protecting the welfare of U.S. citizens overseas is among our top priorities. Out of respect for the privacy of those involved, we have no further comment at this time."
She didn't mistreat nobody.
I mean, I can't even be a grandfather. Can't even walk her down the aisle. She gone.
Weeks later, questions remain.
We're not gonna stop until we get to the end of it.
Take it to the bottom of it.
We're gonna get to the end of it.
Are grieving the loss of Shanquella Robinson. Her mysterious death has now gained national attention. The 25-year-old was found dead while vacationing in Mexico.
Once again, I want to take the time out to say rest in peace to Miss Shanquella Robinson, gone too soon. I pray her family gets justice and that her death does not go in vain, and that everybody involved be brought to justice. This did not have to happen. Let's just take a moment and reflect and remember Miss Shanquella Robinson. Beautiful young lady, talented, gone way too soon. My deepest condolences goes out to her family and loved ones.
Hundreds came out to say goodbye as she was laid to rest. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre was there for the services and shows us the outpouring of support for Robinson.
She was a very humble spirit, very sweet girl.
Shanquella Robinson's coffin brought into the church by a horse-drawn carriage. Her celebration of life services bringing out hundreds of people. Loved ones wore pink in her honor. Danny Griffin, a family friend, says she'll always be remembered as a kind soul and daddy's little girl.
Sometimes her daughters just don't do wrong in front of her father's eyes and everything, and, you know, she was the twinkle of his eye.
Robinson's death remains a mystery after a trip with friends in Cabo last month, but her death captured the hearts of communities beyond the Queen City.
It means a lot to see Charlotte supporting her and her family. I have a daughter, I have nieces. That child was amongst friends, and she should have been able to feel comfortable and feel safe. This shouldn't have happened.
Robinson's neighbor and stylist, Lavaris Smith, styled her hair for the trip and says he's heartbroken.
She was just excited about going on her trip. And she sat in my chair, we just talked about a lot of personal stuff. Like, we just clicked like she was like my little sister.
Well-known activist Tamika D. Mallory says she stands in solidarity with the Robinsons.
Losing a loved one in the heinous way in which has happened to Shanquella, there probably will never be peace for them, but there cannot just be an unopened situation. It has to be closed with truth, and it has to be that there is accountability for those who are responsible for her death.
Griffin says this is a tough loss.
and pick up your hood.